Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we are checking out the Happymodel Mobula 8. It is a 1-2S 85mm micro FPV hoop drone. Now it comes in various receiver options to choose from. I have here the analog SPI ELRS version. Now it comes in at a weight of just 42 grams. And with a 525 milliamp 2S battery, it comes in at just 71 grams. Now, it is Happymodel's pioneering venture into the 85mm hoop frame. So here it is next to the Mobula 6. And here it is next to the Emax Tiny Hawk 2. And here it is next to the Pavo Pico from Beta FPV, the DJI O3 HD version for size comparison. Now the Mobula 8 also comes in the DJI O3 HD version as well. We will take a look at that one on a later video. So taking a closer look here, we have the GenFan Hurricane 2023 tri-bladed push-in style props. And the motors, they are the Happymodel branded motors, the EX1103 11,000 kV motors. They are mounted with 3 screws and they are also plug and play style motors, so there is no need to solder when swapping out the motors, which is really nice. So up on top we have the dipole VTX antenna, but it is connected directly to the flight control board via a UFL connector. So this FPV camera is a standalone FPV camera. It is the Cadex Ant FPV camera, 1200 TV lines, CMOS sensor, and you can choose from 16:9 or 4:3 aspect ratio, which is really nice. It kind of looks like an all-in-one VTX camera combo at first, but it is not. And we have this red 3D printed addition to the camera mount. So it kind of helps to protect the camera lens when rolling over or when you are in a crash, and perhaps from a turtle mode or flip after crash mode. So that is nice. It has a little lip on the top over here as well. So the camera and the flight control board is soft mounted to the frame. So there's the camera, and there you have the flight controller. That's it, nothing else. So it is a very clean setup. The flight controller is an X12 series flight controller. It is a 5-in-1, all-in-one flight controller. It has the built-in Betaflight OSD, built-in 2.4 gigahertz ELRS version 2.0 SPI receiver. It supports packet rates from 50 hertz to 500 hertz. So you will need to set up your remote controller accordingly so you can match it up. Now you can see the SMD ceramic antenna for the receiver right here. Now, it has the built-in 48 channel 5.8 gigahertz OpenTX, which supports up to 400 milliwatts of output power. So that is really nice. It has smart audio, and as we have seen, the UFL connector for the dipole antenna. Now, it would have been great if there was a clasp to prevent the UFL connector from dislodging itself in a crash. Now, that would make the VTX to burn out, which in turn make the all-in-one flight controller unusable without a working VTX, because these flight controllers are not cheap. It also has built-in voltage detection and a current sensor, and all important, built-in 12 amp BLHeli-S 4-in-1 ESC with D-Shot 300. And the mounting holes are 25.5 millimeter by 25.5 millimeters. Now, if you want to take a closer look at this flight controller, I'll leave a link to the product down below in the video description so you can check out the finer details of this flight controller. So we got the battery mount on the bottom and the XT30 battery connector. Now the RDQ series 525 milliamp 2S batteries will fit perfectly inside of the battery bay. And here we have the micro USB port to connect to Betaflight. Now it comes with Betaflight 4.3.1 pre-installed, and the target is the Crazy Bee F4SX 1280. Now I have upgraded it to the latest 4.4.2, which allows you to enter your binding phrase in the receivers tab, since you cannot do it with the ELRS configurator, and it will auto-generate your UID bytes as well. And just like that, if you already have the bind phrase updated in your remote controller, they will automatically connect. Now, that is the only thing that I have done so far to the Mobula 8. And of course, I couldn't wait to fly the thing. So here is my very first flight with the Mobula 8 straight out of the box after binding it. All right, so first things first, I cannot deal with that OSD on the bottom of the screen. I don't know about you, but I like mine's up on top, so I'll be changing that. Okay, there's some static lines here and there. It always happens to me in front of the house, so it's nothing bad. Let's see, going around the tree. Yep, a little bit more static up around the tree. But the thing is very easy to fly. Yeah, tight spaces, no problem. Yeah, and it flies like it's been tuned pretty good right out of the box. Well, look, the rates are a little bit low, but I think it may be just right for this particular quad. Whoa, almost hit the tree. There's a little breeze taking me towards the trees, I guess. And there was a tiny bit of prop wash too. Yeah, but that's okay, really. All in all, it's not that bad. So I'm not going to be making any changes to it except for the OSD and setting up the modes to the way I normally set them up. Okay. Yeah, not bad at all. Take it out to the field or to a park and fly it. Probably have less static than here. All right. Oh, and the battery has gone down pretty much. Like 2 minutes of flight time with a brand new battery, by the way. So time to land. All right, pretty good. Okay guys, so I have fixed the OSD to the top of the screen, but apparently I needed to position it one block away from either side, which I have done on the right, but not on the left. So one letter is missing there. I'll have to move them to the right one block. And in the modes tab, I've added air mode and the buzzer on a switch as well. And also I've lowered the milliwatt output to 100 milliwatts on the VTX, so we can compare it to the 400 milliwatt setting to see if there is a difference. So it is a beautiful day here in paradise, basically no wind at all. And look at this thing, still basically straight out of the box. The tune is right on spot, as some of you may describe it. No yaw washout at all. And it sure doesn't feel like a hoop. We got smooth power and smooth flying characteristics. Again, tiny bit of prop wash, barely noticeable. Really nice. So let's go and see how far before the video statics start to appear at this 100 milliwatt setting. So just following this road. Still good. And there you go. A little bit of static is starting to appear. So turning around. Not bad for 100 milliwatts. Now I don't know how far that was, but it is right around the limits of a 100 milliwatt setting on a VTX. So I'm using some old batteries mounted on sideways with a Velcro strap. Now these are the China Hobby Line's 450 milliwatt high voltage 2S batteries. So it wouldn't fit, but it is still usable. So even at 100 milliwatt output setting, you could fly pretty much in the immediate area at the park. There I am. And yeah, I tried to land on my lap, but failed. Oh well. Okay, so here is another flight to see if the 400 milliwatt VTX setting will make any difference from the previous 100 milliwatt setting to verify the legitimacy of this built-in OpenVTX. So since it has smart audio, we can make those changes right on our OSD. So made those changes and exiting out from the OSD menu here. And here we go. Okay, so right off the bat, we're heading towards the same area where I turned around on the first one with the 100 milliwatt setting. So it's right here on this road. And those fences right on the left there. Right about here is where I turned around. But we are still good. Okay, so I'm going to make my turn right here. And you know, I could still go further, but this answers my question as to if the 400 milliwatt setting makes any difference. And yes, it sure does. Now, for an analog hoop to have 400 milliwatts of power output from a built-in VTX in an all-in-one flight controller is damn impressive. And there I am, because we are used to maybe like 200 milliwatts of output power, but 400 milliwatts of output power is just fantastic. And with the built-in SPI ELRS receiver, this little thing can be flying around the whole park. I'm still using one of those China Hobby Line 450 milliamp size battery here, Velcro strap. Now, they are about a couple of years old, but still giving me around 2 minutes of flight time. Oh, not bad. Okay, so we're turning around right around here. And this is about 315 meters. So that is damn good. Not bad at all. You know, for the money, the Mobula 8 analog with the ELRS SPI receiver is a pretty good buy. This thing could be the best drone for the money. And the Caddx Ant FPV camera is doing a great job. No HD video, but there is the DJI O3 version and other HD versions of this model as well. Okay, so I'll just land right here on the ground this time. Alright guys, so here it is with the Race Day Quads 525 milliamp high voltage 2S battery. So if you are not going to fly too far away from yourself with this quad, you could leave the VTX setting to the 100 milliwatt output power. That's more than enough. But for now, I'll leave it at 400 milliwatt. But for normal flights, I will probably just leave it at 100 milliwatts. So this flight here is to measure somewhat of the flight time on a normal freestyle flight, particularly with the 525 milliamp Race Day Quads high voltage 2S battery. So I highly recommend this Mobula 8 analog, especially with the ELRS SPI built-in receiver. The motors are powerful enough for flying around freestyle. The battery compatibility is a plus. You could even use a 1S battery, but I would recommend the 2S. The flight controller, the 5-in-1, is just awesome. It has everything in one flight controller, except for the FPV camera. So Happymodel's first attempt in the 85mm hoop frame category here seems to be a very successful venture because this thing can rip. So if you want more information or want to order one of these for yourself, the link to the product is down below in the video description. So with that, I thank you so much for tuning in and watching. Have a great day, and we'll see you again next time. Wait for the flight time at the end of the video.